Brett Arsta leads mortgage growth with purpose, performance and integrity. In mortgage lending, loan outcomes are often determined long before the borrower sees the final paperwork. Whether a file is approved, delayed, or denied frequently depends on how well brokers, account managers, sales teams and operations teams communicate and coordinate while the loan is being reviewed. Guidelines and underwriting rules provide the structure for decision-making, but they still have to be interpreted in the context of each individual file. A missing document, an unclear condition or an unanswered question can either be handled when it first comes up, or it can turn into a delay later in the process. In wholesale lending, sustainable growth depends on more than loan volume alone. It also depends on trust, consistency and follow-through from one step to the next. Brett Arsta has been working in that part of the industry for most of his career. A senior executive in mortgage and financial services, he brings decades of experience in wholesale lending, third-party origination, regulatory compliance and strategic business development. Since January 2022, he has served as Executive Managing Director at PwrTPO, now rebranded as PwrTPO, part of the Lower LLC family of companies. In this role, he works to strengthen broker relationships, expand wholesale production, develop channel strategy and improve alignment between sales and operations. PwrTPO operates as a wholesale and non-delegated correspondent lender serving mortgage brokers and independent mortgage bankers, with a product suite that includes conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, jumbo and DSCR loans. Earlier in his career, Arsta founded AMS Mortgage, a small brokerage in Mississippi. He later served as president and chief executive officer of Guaranty Home Mortgage Corporation, where he concentrated on growth, operations, compliance and execution. Based in Franklin, Tennessee, in the Nashville area, Arsta continues to build broker relationships, improve operational alignment and support a lending platform designed for consistency and long-term performance. From farmtown to founding companies, Arsta did not come into mortgage lending through a traditional finance track or even an executive role. It started much earlier, with an entrepreneurial mindset that was already there well before he worked with borrowers, brokers or lending teams. "I was always entrepreneurial as I grew up on a farm in a farmtown," he said. Growing up on a farm influenced his worldview, especially around work, responsibility and risk-taking. It did not lead him directly into mortgage lending, but it did make starting something of his own feel possible when the right opportunity came along. Later on, his best friend pushed him to finally take the leap. At the time, starting a mortgage business as an entrepreneur meant going up against established banks and well-known financial institutions. "My best friend encouraged me to take a risk of starting a new business, and with his encouragement and my passion, I was able to form a new company and make a living in a profession dominated by bankers," Arsta said. That company became AMS Mortgage in Ridgeland, Mississippi. As a mortgage broker, Arsta worked directly with families going through the home buying process. Early in his career, he saw the industry from the borrower's side before later moving into wholesale lending and leadership roles. He didn't stop there. Over the course of his career, he has started and grown 4 companies, something he considers one of his proudest achievements. Those experiences have shaped his leadership style, giving him a deep understanding of what it takes to build organizations from the ground up and then run them. Lessons from home and business. Arsta has seen firsthand the impact leadership can have on people. When he was younger, he watched his father endure mistreatment from a narcissistic business owner, all in order to keep his job and provide for the family. Those memories left a lasting impression, reminding him that leadership decisions create real consequences for real people, not just business outcomes. Looking back, Arsta says he would advise his younger self to be more selective about the people he allows into his inner circle and to consistently document meetings and business decisions in writing. In his experience, clear records can help prevent misunderstandings when expectations change or people remember conversations differently later on. He sees a similar mindset in Warren Buffett, the business leader he most admires and considers his greatest source of inspiration. Buffett is known for being highly intentional with his time and capital, choosing to focus on people and opportunities that offer long-term value while avoiding distractions and unnecessary commitments. He has a great set of basic rules that he used when choosing who to invest time or money into, Arsta said. He chose to remove himself from toxic people, mortgage growth with guardrails. Before joining PwrTPO, Brett Arsta served as President and Chief Executive Officer of Guaranty Home Mortgage Corporation, also known as GHMC. During his time there, he helped the company scale and improve its operations while keeping compliance and execution at the center of the business. Mortgage growth creates opportunity, but it also adds pressure. As loan volume increases, mortgage companies have to stay accurate, manage licensing requirements, follow agency guidelines, and keep teams aligned from application to closing. Arsta's experience includes not just business growth, but the regulatory and operational work needed to sustain that growth. His background includes agency approval structures, including Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac seller-servicer relationships, as well as secondary market operations. He also has experience with RESPA-regulated affiliated business arrangements, NMLS licensing, SAFE Act requirements, and mortgage capital markets. Those areas are not always visible to borrowers, but they still matter. They help determine how a mortgage company is approved to operate, how loans are sold or serviced, and how the business stays compliant as it scales. At PwrTPO, that experience supports Arsta's work with strategic TPO partnerships, sales teams, and operations teams. The company's power partner benefits include special locking, product access, and lead generation tools, while senior loan account managers provide workflow support throughout the loan process. For Arsta, the goal is consistent production that doesn't come at the expense of accuracy or follow-through. The measure of a meaningful life. Brett Arsta is known for his competitive drive and results-oriented leadership style. Outside of work, that same energy carries over to the golf course, where he is an enthusiastic and frequent player. His values are rooted in his Christian faith, which he describes as personal and spiritual rather than tied to any one denomination. In both his personal and professional life, that faith shows up in how he treats people, with an emphasis on kindness and paying things forward. For more than 20 years, he coached multiple youth sports teams for his children, their schools, and various extracurricular programs. Watching kids improve their skills and grow in confidence, especially at a young age, was deeply rewarding. Arsta has also supported charitable efforts in the broader Nashville community, both through his professional work and on a personal level. During a major flood in Nashville, he organized a crew to clear water-damaged materials from homes, helping families reduce repair expenses, meet eligibility requirements for FEMA disaster assistance, and rebuild their homes. He also supported the family of one of his child's classmates by providing housing and transportation after they lost their home in a flood, continuing to help them for more than a year as they rebuilt their lives. Success, for Arsta, is not measured solely by financial performance or business growth. It is defined in more personal and human terms. If he finishes the day knowing he made someone smile or helped someone, he considers that a success. To him, it is also important to slow down and recognize progress along the way, while appreciating the people who helped make it possible. Take time to smell the roses along your way and don't forget those who helped you, he said. Gratitude and perspective, he believes, are essential not only in business, but in life. He also acknowledges that burnout is real, and that recognizing it early can play an important role in reducing stress, maintaining well-being, and supporting a healthy work-life balance. Never sell your soul and lower your standards for anyone, he said. For Arsta, those principles continue to guide how he leads teams, builds partnerships, and drives growth in the mortgage industry. He has consistently focused on creating organizations where performance and integrity work together, not in opposition. Across each stage of his career, from entrepreneurship to executive leadership, he has remained committed to building with purpose, leading with accountability, and achieving results that stand the test of time.